Well, this has been a long time coming. It's time to do the fabled Granada campaign. Some people might think that we've started this one already, but that must be some odd fever dreams talking. We're going to play as Granada, and we have the goal to eradicate all the unworthy cultures from Iberia. So it's going to be Andalusian from bottom to top. Maybe keep a little Basque outpost, I don't know about that, but the rest of them, they gotta go. We're going to play with a random new world, simply because I almost never do that. And we're probably not going to succeed in the patented one-shot technique. I'd like to hope we would, but Granada is a tough start. An interesting start, but for sure a tough one. So we'll get our random new world generated, and we will jump right in as the Emir Muhammad IX Nasrid. It's an unpleasant start. Let's go for it. By the way, Jake, YouTube scrub here, always a pleasure, says Tired Gamer 76. Well, welcome. Huh, it's not showing Terra Incognita in the lobby. We must have that. I don't want to spoil everything. There we go. Much better. Okay, let's make it happen. Iron Man mode, absolutely. The De Conquista. We'll make it happen. Yeah, Kaiser, my days of very hard are behind me, I think. Who knows, maybe it'll come back, but much as I enjoyed Very Horde, I want to play on normal these days. Lots of spiel about Granada, but I've read it before. That doesn't make sense. I've never played Granada before. Okay, what's our situation? It's, as I was saying, grim from top to bottom. We've got Granada here, situated just south of Portugal, Castile, and Aragon. All of them hate us, all of them want our land, and whilst we may have a truce, it's not going to last particularly long. The army's crap, the navy's shot, but that said, may as well try to make every last buck I can. We're going to collect in Seville, we're going to transfer trade over from, I don't know which is better, let's just go for Safi. And I need friends. I need friends very quickly. Oh, I'm trusting everything looks and sounds okay. You guys normally keep me on the right with that one. I'll just continue to trust you for whatever reason. Oh, Desingus, for example, is telling me to turn the music down. Easily done. Right. My navies are on my fortified province here, but maybe they'd be better over in the Gulf of Almeria. We have this fort, but I don't want to pay for it just yet, and I can't see any reason not to go lenient taxation from the very start. I got nothing really to gain from the other two, and it should make it easier to make some friends, because I'm going to need friends. Hopefully Tunis and Morocco want to be my friend. Tunis are not friendly, Tlemcen hate me, Morocco are pretty happy with me. I could get that Moroccan alliance. I can just barely get that Tunis alliance, so let's go Tunis, then Morocco, so that I at least have a couple of friends who will be able to help me out in the dire times to come. Morocco's not happy that I just made a Tunis friend, are you? No, because you've decided to rival Tlemcen, which is good news for me, because I too hate Tlemcen. Hopefully that stops Tlemcen getting any good friends. Yeah, enemies of all around them, so I need to get spying on them, because I need to expand and fast, otherwise Castile, Portugal and Aragon are going to consume me unless they have one of those very rare cases of just exploding themselves. I hate Portugal. I should make it clear to the world that I hate Portugal. And I hate Tlemcen. I should make it clear to the world that I hate Tlemcen. Get that going well. Jake, are you planning on sucking the auto teat? Oh, until they go stale and drop off like stalactites, because we need friends around here. Right. Alliances get. And let's start, I don't remember how this game works. Let's start building up the spy network with Tlemcen, so that hopefully I can eat them up. Tunis want a marriage. Tunis is the one I want glued to the most. Morocco is better food for me than Tunis, so it's more than likely I want to stab Morocco in the back. So I'll probably avoid getting a marriage with them, but instead I will boost relations with them. I'm spying on Tlemcen, and yeah, we will begin improving relations with Morocco as soon as we can. We have a mission for them as well. Ooh, no, there's a thought. Our ruler is kind of old. Yeah, same age as theirs. Maybe I'd be better off scoring a royal marriage with them than improving Yeah, I should get a royal marriage with Morocco. My ruler will surely die before... got a bold fighter, and we can humiliate Tlemcen. That's interesting. They must have thrown us an insult, which gives me an interesting opportunity to declare war on them very early on. Huh, I should take advantage of this. I should take gratuitous advantage of this. We have a looming disaster that's coming our way. The Granadian War of Succession is going to hurt us pretty badly, unless I'm not a monarchy, or have a great ruler, or regency, or another disaster. Basically, it's going to happen. Almost no way out of it. So how's our bald fighter doing? Free thinker, naive enthusiast. But okay, that could work out well for us if we make you a general, and you end up amazing at it. Oh, well, there's our one shock right there. Right. I have options here, but I need until the 16th to act on them. Because the noose is tightening around the neck from day one for poor old Granada here. Okay. Yeah, right, it's humiliate... Oh, right, it was humiliate rival. For some reason I thought they'd given me an insult, but... see, that's what happens when you don't play the game for so long. Still, we're building up the spy network. I think I shall improve relations with Morocco. They'll probably send me a marriage offer. Probably. Straight away, the Castilians are enjoying some peasants, so that could be... That's probably nothing, it's only an 8,000 stack. That well and truly is nothing from the start. We got Dosh, but we don't have much of an army. What do I have? 1 unit of cavalry. That's not a whole lot, but I need something resembling an army. But if I'm going to have my own revolt, it might be better to have Yusuf take the throne. Nah, we'll hold off on that. I got plenty of friends in high places for crushing Tlemcen. Isn't that right? Don't forget your estates and focus, says Cavi. Yeah, I got a few things that I tend to forget. There are the estates such as the Armirs, who I would really like to get a sweet general out of, even if that's going to push their influence dangerously high. But dangerously high influence is what one uses to get loads of power, so I think I shall yoink that, even if this is unpleasant. I don't care so much about the Dhimmi, never do. I kind of like having prestige. I might need some if I get crappy air and whatnot. And the money they offer me is next to nothing. And then there's the Ulema, who I could chuck some stuff out of, but I'd rather not. I'm not going to focus because we're crap on all monarch points, and I can't afford any anything at this rate. Right, this is all looking bad. I'd rather just my ruler dies as soon as possible because he's rubbish at everything. Remember, they need 100 influence to trigger disaster nowadays. That they do. Probably not worth paying my army at this point. Let's just try and save up a bit of dosh. The invasion of Tlemcen will happen, but it's a wee while away. Jered and Fezzan. There'll be a distraction for Tunis, but between Morocco and Morocco's subjects, we should be able to handle this. Fortunately, Morocco's keeping them in line, and they wanted to get that marriage with me. I have a great mission for Moroccan ties, which will give me extra morale, and allow me to do a couple of other missions, which give me some pretty swell things. Ulema have control of the land, and stability is high. I wish. Castile looks like they're going to try to subjugate Navarra, which should draw them into a war with Aragon. Should, might not. Did they rework Iberia in the new patch? I remember Carthage owning this also, whereas Tuduila. Oh, TBW. Stuff going on over in India, but that's not of much concern for us. And there's a whole world out here that we know nothing about. I look forward to learning about it. Oh man, Castilian units drilling on my border. How I would love to declare war and crush them. But I think we all know that's not likely to happen. Alright, let's keep it moving forward. Morocco sends Portugal an insult. I don't think I'll be joining Morocco in any defensive wars, but I do need them for removing Tlemcen here. Moroccan ties require me to have 150 relations with them, or for me to fly the bird on Morocco, but that's not likely to happen. Right, that spy network is building up faster than I had anticipated. Let's get a whole load of army maintenance going. Let's get military access through Morocco, so I'm ready to kick their face in. Tlemcen's, that is, not Morocco's, although I'm sure Morocco's face will see my boot eventually. And yeah, better off prepped there, I think. We'll take a sniffle of attrition here, but that's alright. I'll live with it. Also gives me a bit of view on Tlemcen, where their unit's at. The ultimate fake out, he plays the campaign to the end, says Black Weeb. Oh, I'll play it till the end, just not in one session. We're going to play some EU4 for a few hours today, and then a short break, and then some Anno 1800. Because whilst I've had a couple of fumblings with the game, I want to do a proper campaign where we finish up and win, of course. Romans invasion, submit to Roman rule. So Roman Musat has taken over in Moldavia. What a guy. Wonder how Poland feels about that. No action kicking off just yet, but it's only been a year. You can win Anno, that's news to me. Oh yeah. I mean, you can kill everybody. I wonder what happens if you kill the pirates, though. Will they return? I just do not know. So I should do well to think about what I'm going to do to Tlemcen. Tunis want all their land. Morocco want all their land. I'm going to have to find middle ground here. That won't be easy. And they do have friends that are going to get involved. I really probably should have an extra couple of units to help me out here. But my disaster is hecka looming. And without a few more units, I think I'm really going to burn in this war, so let's get them ready to roll. Diviet's going to gun down Champa. The nice thing about Granada is you see a whole load of the world, more than most nations. Portugal have the gall to claim Jabal Tariq as their own. We'll see about that. It's as if they think Castile won't beat them to the punch. Right, we can stake our claim on Tlemcen. The question is what we should claim. Mers el Karbir makes sense to me. It's a quick one to grab. However, there's a chance that Morocco could grab it first. And that would be bad news for me. I think I really need to make a quick grab, a land grab on this guy. So maybe I would... Ugh, it's dry lands. Not a whole lot I can do about that, though. Well, let's just do what we can, for we must. What is this game? I wouldn't have imagined this would hold your interest for any length of time, says Pre. Okay. So, obviously I haven't been playing EU for quite some time. And it goes back to the mantra of how I do my streams. I stream what I want. And I felt like I wanted to take a break from Grand Strategy in general. I thought I would jump back to it with Imperator. I did not. But it allowed the itch to develop. Same kind of itch I get for Caesar 3 when that comes up. And boy, does that rash flares up big time. But now I want to play, and that's why we're back to it. I mean, I do love this game, but I would hate to be the kind of streamer who's just doing the same game endlessly and nothing else. I can't imagine how those people manage to continue to function with their lives. Potentially very lucratively, what do I know? Still, I have Conquest on Tlemcen, and I'm just about to get loads of relation with Morocco, assuming they want to join in on this war. Hopefully they do. They both do if I promise them land, which is great and all. Jered and Fezzan I could call in as co-belligerents. Fezzan I will not, because they could bring in Togurt. Jered would bring in nothing else, so I have no big problems calling in Jered. If I subjugated them for myself, Tunis would likely hate me, and I can't take the land for myself because it's inland there. But it is an option to give the land straight to Tunis if I wanted to get in their good books, and I do like getting in people's good books. Stop acting like you're not a Draken streamer who does some other games on the side. I do love that awful game, Draken. So there's really no sense beating around the bush here. We should conquer that land for ourselves. I don't see any of my enemies' ships near about, but they'll probably get me in some horrible attack that catches me with my pants down. Jared is a Cobel, and we make it happen. So this is where it could all come apart from the very start. I shouldn't jump in immediately, I think. He has more troops than me, and of those it's more cavalry. But the overall numbers look massively in our favour, thanks in a big way to Morocco's subjects. So what I want to do is beat Morocco to the punch on both of these provinces. So I should probably move in like this, even though I don't want to, because I could get attacked here. We won a battle in the seas, always a good start. Castile's claiming my land as well, because he's just a massive bum. And good, he's marching off over here. And if I have naval dominance, I should be able to jump over this province as well. The difficult part won't be necessarily winning the war, but it will certainly be handling the diplomacy good and proper at the conclusion of the war. Right, he's marching up here, which puts you in grave danger. What I really, really want is for Morocco to focus on taking this fort. I mean, I'd really want him to seek and destroy his units, but these forts are going to get in the way. So I can hope that Morocco helps out, but it's not a given. What is Tunis doing? They're going to take care of the other two that are involved in the war. Thank God Tunis is there for that. Co-belligerence. It's a good word. Okay, that's kind of good. However, what's not so kind of good is that you're going to beat me to the siege of this province, but I can make do. As long as I grab these two, I'm in a good spot. Now, I'm going to march you down a bit. It's a bit worrying because this province could get reconquered by the fort zone of control, but this is what I shall do. I'm going to pop off 2 units under the divine leadership of Muhammad. And we are going to navally invade Wehan. I'll never see it coming. Unsurprisingly, Morocco are the ones holding this siege down. They don't, however, have any siege on them. I should probably get Muhammad on there instead of faffing about in no man's land here. Also, I have a free diplomat that isn't being put to use. Right, what I will do is I'll get the Moroccan ties done, because there's a good chance that Morocco won't be my friend for very long, and it unlocks my ability to prepare for war, actually, which I could do straight away if I do a certain little thing to my good friend Castile. I have prestige, so I could actually scornfully insult them. That would make their enemies like me a bit more, including Morocco. Could be useful. Why not? We'll send them. Your blood will make the soil I take from you all the more richer. I think we're batting above our weight here, but we'll make it happen. The armies of Castile have encroached ever further into land once rightfully conquered by our predecessors, the Almohads. Decades of instability in our nation must be put aside and grievances abandoned in order to begin the process of reclaiming our diminishing heritage. We'll make it happen. Wow. That's a pretty great general to get early on, but I'll make it happen anyway. Mustafa, you're set for good things in life. Just don't die on me that quickly. Let's get that siege done and done fast. And this has given me the Cassis to take back Granadan land. Not going to act on that quite yet, but we've got ourselves in a fairly good position for it. Wow, walls breached straight away on Tala. What was the Polish problem there? Allied with... They did not take Lithuania, did they? I didn't read that, but imagine if I did. Let us appoint a local noble. Are we going to get localnoble.jpg here? Seems like it. People are pointing out Aragon's at war already, so they're attacking Navarra, and they seem a little short on friends. Austria's involved, sure. Or are they actually? No, they're not. Aragon's the attacker. Aragon attacked Navarra. Navarra was allied with Castile. But somehow I don't think Aragon's going to come out on top here. Best of luck to them. The more they fight each other there, the better. What's worse for me is that they don't fight each other, they peacefully union, and then I just have a massively powerful personal union, Spain, to deal with above. And I don't like that. I don't want to have to deal with that. Speaking of things we've got to deal with, we have Tunis mashing it out with Fezzan, whilst they try to convert the poor, innocent, red-blooded Ibadis here. How dare they? Well, if Castile's busy at war, they won't be taking this fort from me, so we won't keep it paid for. Let's see, Maine has been just surrendered, so war is avoided between France and England. Good thing for me would be that France just kicks England's teeth off the mainland pretty swiftly, and then turns their attention south, but I suppose that's not necessarily a given. We'll get these occupations done, and I would really like to get to work on Dahra, but I can't make that move so long as Tlemceni troops are nearby here. What I want is for Tunis to get to work here, defending their land. Alright, well, if Wahran is under control, I'm in a bit of a pickle as long as their capital still holds, so you're just going to have to camp out there a bit, and I could move my units all over here. Hell, I could move them all onto Dahra. As long as I know that Tlemcen is busy over there, this could work in my favor. Can't freely move that way, however. This I can do. Plunk you guys here, get you guys over to Wahran. Get you all over in one place so that you're easier to deal with. As long as I have a couple units plunked here, that, wow, water shortage as well. I'm getting all the luck. I do want both of you together here. You're probably going to eat a monthly tick of attrition at sea anyway, but I'll do my best, even if it's not good enough. Yeah, it's a big risk if they turn around and come back here. A gift to the state. I mean, 10 prestige is pretty good, but we are dry on cash in this early day. Oh, that's not an easy choice. I always love money, but prestige could come in super handy. Yeah, we'll take the money. We're tight. Right. I may as well get sucking on the Ottoman teat as soon as possible. The spy network isn't doing me a whole lot of good, and I already got all these claims. However, it's good to be in a position to attack Portugal for their mainland stuff. I have the core on Ceuta. Granada actually fought a lot of wars over this. He's covered wars, you know. But as long as they have that English and Castilian alliance, they're a bit untouchable for me. So I can just keep going with the spy network on Tlemcen. I'll likely want to make a claim on him once this war is over anyway. Okay, this is good. Tunis appear ready to go and kick Tlemcen out of their lands. They don't have particularly good leadership for it, and it's going to be even worse if Jared team up with Tlemcen there. But anything's possible. What a cop-out phrase. Yeah, of course anything's oh my! Mohammed, Yusuf. I don't like any of these names. It's been a while since I've used Patreon people's names in Heirs, but I think it's high time I do. I think we'll have Eldhorn be our shining light here, because we got a bit of a dunce on the throne right now. Well, that's assuming you survive, because the War of Granada and Succession is coming soon. I wondered, how quickly do I want them to win? Do I want them to win? I don't know how good this Pretender is going to be. Will you stream Doom Eternal when it releases? Hard to say, I don't know anything about the game. So they certainly have the terrain advantage, but Tunis have the leadership... wait, no, what am I saying? Tunis have the terrain advantage here, but in terms of leadership, especially if and when Jared arrive, that's a whole lot of shock that they have to deal with. Oh, excellent. That siege is down. We can freely move along, and I can't catch you in time, but man, I keep hitting F instead of G. What's coming to me? Because my fingers are doing WASD for panning, which is incorrect. Well, knock him dead, Mustafa. Easy money. You've got a Guerrillian siege, so I'll let you take that. And I should put it under... Oh, it's under blockade. Well, all's well then. Look at that. Tuniz sent them packing, including Jared. This is not a good day to be Tuniz. It's not a good day to be my war participation score either, but you win some, you lose some. I'll start building it up because of this siege at least. Wonder if I can help out with the blockade as well. Every little helps. Excellent. Truly excellent. They're lifting all those sieges. The only not so excellent thing is... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Did the air overwrite that? No War of Granada in succession for me then. Elkhorn ain't too bad. Well, we'll keep you around. You could be our knight in shining armor. I didn't check the prerequisites enough. Where's the trucking, says Calaw. We did 2,400 kilometers in a single journey. I think I've earned a bit of a break from the old trucking. It'll always return. It always will. Interesting, Jake. I genuinely thought you were tired of EU4. I could never claim to be tired of EU4, but it is good to take a break every now and then from streaming the same thing again and again. I love this game. Nothing's going to change that. This is an opportunity to get the blockade in my name, even if it costs me on the protecting trade. The Elema losing influence could be useful for me giving them land if I want to be stable and to get my mission done for Plight of Our Kin. The tax and manpower in Granada would help out a fair way, but the next mission is... yeah, I don't think I'm going to be the shining jewel of the West anytime soon. If rebels fire after you take land in Africa, they'll likely try to walk around Anatolia, never to be seen again. Yep. You better believe I'm thinking that too. Ah. Alfonso de Ave has come to power in Portugal. Cracked me up that image of Portugal fighting the Kaiser and all the people around shouting Ave. There were a lot of great pictures that came from the dev clashes. God, I love the dev clashes. Right, well I am proportionally gaining more war participation here, which is going to be very important for getting what I want at the peace table, because currently there's not a whole lot on offer for me. So it's better for me that the siege takes longer. Alright, pretty good. I've taken a whole lot for myself here. However, it's going to cheese off my allies at the peace table if we don't suss something else out. I have to wonder if it's worth my time fighting out against Fazan and Jared here. I could certainly make peace with Fazan that makes them give me money, and I would like to do that very much, but we're a long way from taking Fazan. Jared, it might be better just to give their land straight to Tuniz to keep them happier, but they need to be occupado first anyway. So let's make our way across. I'm going to gain a bit more war participation from fighting out against his boats. Easiest money around. The cowardly forces are taken out, and it's probably worth more to me for you to go and protect trade over in Sevilla. The transports, of course, with no better thing to do, could work on the blockade and get involved in this battle too, when Sirt is taken. If and when Sirt is taken. It's kind of bad for me that the battles happen, because that's going to boost up my allies' war participation rather than my own. So I should probably start considering what peace offer we could get out of this. I mean, prolonging it for gains is good, but okay, if I give Figwig, right, that makes these guys all happy, but Old Granada needs something himself, you know. Morocco does not want Tlemcen. That's a bold-faced lie. I don't want Tlemcen to keep this because it's a fort. But if I took the coastline here, yeah, Morocco's not too thrilled. I could give them Oudja. Okay, figures Tunis isn't too happy either. But I could give this to Tunis. There's nothing saying I need everything for myself here. But I would rather give these two to Tunis so that I can wall off Tunis from the rest of this in the future. It's a consideration. Still, a lot of this comes down to how happy I can keep my allies here. And I kind of want to get involved in a battle myself. It's good for building up that war participation. Let's get our absolutely broken general on the case as well. Snagging Sirt would make allying Greenskin easier. Yeah, it would also make making an enemy of Mamluks a whole lot easier. And very difficult for me to hold on to. No, I think me and the Otto friends can see eye to eye somewhere down the line. What's he fighting out against? Busy Athens and some Who country. Alright, there's going to be nothing left of our enemies. I'll go work on Sirt so I get something from the navy as well. Ah, but that means I need my own navy out there. Step on the gas. Yeah, that said, I don't want to fight them all on my lonesome. He's going over to Urfa. He might be going down there to fight against them. Yeah, there are still a fair few of them, sire. I know I want this war over, but I don't want to leave Tlemcen with anything resembling a mountable defense. I don't want to push in on my own either, because those guys could wipe the floor with me. What if I say, attach to me, friends? Nah, they don't want to join in. They're busy dealing with their own siege there. All the while, my own participation slips away, which isn't good, but I need these guys dead and buried. How's the old war going on up there, though? Still slugging it out with Aragon, and it looks a bit status quo-y. In fact, that's Aragon sieging down Navarra. It'd be a hilarious victory there if it turned out that way. Scotland, Brittany, Provence, Granada. No siege is not going anywhere too fast. It might be worth my time taking over this siege. I'm very good at it, and it would give me war participation. Just get out of my face. Mamluks fight like slaves, though. They're small time. Yeah, but there are a lot of them. Does Jake like Anno 1800? Yeah, I do. It has problems. It's got plenty of problems, but I do like it. Not getting the most participation in the world out of this, but it's only a capital fort. Still be nice to take. I don't like too much how they're leaving me in the lurch here, though, but it's down, it's ours, and it doesn't look like a great battle for me to fight, but it's not the bulk of them that are moving in, but it is their awesome gen. What are they up to? Alright, I should probably just go and slaughter them with my mighty armies, get my awesome participation, kill Sirt, and we all get home in time for, well, I don't like how I'm arriving first there, probably because my awesome general. Yeah, you know what, Tunis, you take the front and center on that one. '21st. There's a reason that I'm being such a stick in the mud about this, is I don't want my units on the front line, because then they'll get chewed up. But if Tunis arrives on the 21st, and I arrive on the 22nd, then Tunis eats the front line, and I stand at the back going, I'm helping, like a real champ. Also, my naval units are getting thrashed here. I'm going to give them one small monthly break in a port so they can heal up. There we go. Look at my unit standing at the side going, I'm helping. And I am kind of helping. One of my cavalry units is flanking. But it should still give me some nice participation. Proportionally, probably not that much, but it also slaughters their forces. And we get something out of it as well. Right, so we take Surt. Get off of me, you scumbags. And then we figure out what peace deal we draw up, and then I get back home in time for Christmas. I got some galleys, which is going to do some damage. I hope Teniz helps me out in this this wee fight. This cheeky little number. It's down, and back home we go. I need to check in on Morocco's subjects. They're all still in line. Okay, Aragon is getting a bit thrashed here. And as long as Austria will help them, I am not going to jump on Aragon. Austria is threatening. They could march over and curb stomp me, and I don't want that. So Fezzan, you're non-co-belligerent, but I'll still consider you in the final peace deal because your land would certainly make a certain Tunisian I know very happy and allow me to cut off Tunis from all of this. The problem is Morocco. They really want more land than this. Since I'm not going to take Ouija for myself, I'm going to transfer it over to Morocco, and they will probably want that, and there we go. They're still not super happy, which isn't great, but it shouldn't hurt trust that badly, and it really wrecks this scumbag's day. It's a shame that their subject has taken this. I could give them this capital instead. That would make them incredibly happy. But now Tunis is a problem because they're not getting everything that they want. Just no... it's pretty difficult to keep everyone happy these days. It reduces their trust by 1, go figure. And a little bit of land won't make the world a difference there. If I can get a nice peace deal here that does not involve Fezzan, however, then... Okay, that's barely making Fezzan everyone's a bit unhappy from not getting everything they want. I absolutely want Tunis to be happier, though. There's no two ways about that. So if I'm going to be this greedy for Tlemcen land, I need to make it up. Alternative is I'm not quite so greedy myself, but greed is good. So I'm a bit torn on that one. I can punch out a lot from Fezzan for myself personally, though. I should consider... Okay, I can't make that a core, so I can't even take it. I don't get any favors from this because it's not co-belligerent land, but we can get war reparations for ourselves. And... Ooh, I could have them steer trade from Tunis to Seville for me. That sounds pretty swell. Yeah, I like the idea of getting some sweet dosh out of Fezzan and keeping Tunis free from beating them up for a while. And I don't think they have anything else that I particularly want to get rid of. Their alliance with Tlemcen will probably only help me as I beat them up later. Might be a short-sighted way to look at it, actually. Yeah, that sounds awfully short-sighted. Let's cut them off from Tlemcen there. Could bring Tripoli to the map, but I'm not terribly interested in that. Yeah, you know what? I could give all this land straight to Tunis. It would make them a wee bit stronger, and I do want a strong friend here whilst I gobble up this. You know, that doesn't sound too bad at all. As long as I get the war reps for myself, the money gets split, I barely get any of it. But it ruins a good opportunity to give Tunis. Well, whatever, I shouldn't overthink this one. Let's just fork it over. And then we see what to do about this other war. Are you planning on playing Stellaris in the new future? Not really. Wow, I'm really feeding Tunis big time here. I wonder if that's going to present a problem down the line. Morocco really not happy at being given so little. But I don't want to give them too much because I do want to crush Morocco in my own not too distant future. If I just, in massive inverted commas, take this, then Morocco's not too unhappy. Tunis are actually happy. I can't remember if this stops people from joining your wars with Promised Land because I screwed him out by such a tiny amount. I'd like war reps for myself, but if it's enough to put Tunis over the edge, then no thank you. What a shame. Oh! Couldn't that would make him far too unhappy. No, this seems quite acceptable. We'll take all the money, of course. Never leave your foe with money if you don't have to. Tunis becomes a lot stronger, but we'll see what happens with Moroccan trust. And I take a fair bit of overextension for myself. Still, nay too shabby. Let me get a feel for something. If I wanted to... Okay, yeah, I can still promise people land. Great. Now, here's hoping Tunis don't still say that land is of vital interest. Same for you. What kills me is that I left a capital fort with a fort on an enemy that I want to kill down the line. But we'll just make do with that. We'll core up what we have. Our units get back in position. And our boats get back on doing what they do best, which is earning money for me. And of course, transporting my units around. Success! Dara, what are you going to do? I could keep you there and active. I'm probably going to eat a whole bunch of rebel soup down the line, but we'll make do. And I was ready for a fresh new claim on you. It's probably going to be on your capital, because I want that for myself. Yoink. And then that's pretty much the end of my spy network on them. Grand. Alright, fairly clinical thus far. Morocco have come out very unscathed, so their subjects aren't likely to turn on them. They're not happy about what I just did, but they're not too unhappy either, so I'll take it. I did strengthen one of their subjects a bit. Maybe I should consider that down the line. Strong subjects mean weak Morocco if they start teaming up against their overlord. Better Tlemcen has one fort than Morocco having one more fort, says Big McLarge Huge. What a character. When does peace with Castile and Aragon end? Well, not quite yet. They're still slugging it out. However, Aragon has the upper hand because they have Navarra and it's not being contested. However, their capital Valencia is nowhere near being taken. Keep it up, Aragon. Crush Castile's face. Because if there's ever a chance that we could smash down on Portugal without anyone else getting involved, you better believe I want to be front and center for it. The money situation is not looking great. Those war operations aren't huge, and these two forts are costing me. It's tempting to tear down the one I have in Dakhla and let my allies handle the rebels that are going to pop up here, because yeah, Algerian scum are going to want to rise up here. Jinx, I have nobles that want to rise up as well. Algerians, Tlemcenis, whatever. This land is mine. They can revolt against me, but they are wrong. Now, is there anybody else I would consider making friendly with? Certainly not Mamluks, and what the heck is happening to the Ottomans? Well, they're probably just focusing on taking down Constantinople, which is well on its way. I have claims on all the Iberians to strike when the iron is sufficiently hot. Oh, I missed a trick. I should have gotten a border with Mazab so that I could crush them. Well, Tlemcen will go down in due time. Togurt still remain as well. Everybody's surprised that I'm playing a game that I've done dozens of campaigns for. What madness is this? I don't like corruption. Let's not have any of it. Even if it means we hemorrhage on the money. This is the biggest problem. It will remove the devastation around here, which is kind of nice. I would like to remove it, but it might take a bit of time. We did occupy this for fair whack. Not worth it. Let's just have that off. We'll pop that when the rebels are threatening. And it's not necessary for me to pay my units right now either. I'll keep you guys here because it's a short jump over to Granada. How you feeling there, Otto friends? They're not feeling me, that's for sure. Not by a long shot. Still, I should ensure that I am friendly towards them, just in case they start looking at me as a potential ally. I mean, look at me, I've doubled my number of provinces in 4 years. Less than that, even. Clearly, I'm a great ally to have. Glad I didn't cheese off my allies too much with taking all the land for myself. Is taking all of Iberia the campaign goal? The goal is to remove all these unworthy cultures. Portuguese has got to go, Galician's got to go, Leonese has got to go, Castilian's got to go, as does Aragonese and Catalan. I always love the Basques, so I might leave Basque country around. What is going on here? You're starting to slip on Valencia. You might have the upper hand in war score, but oh man, my truce with Castile is up. Navarra wouldn't help them, but Portugal certainly would. Maybe I should be focusing on my military so that I don't appear too weak, but everything kind of hurts when it comes to monarch points. Oh yeah, we'll probably find a nice home in the New World for all these unworthy Iberian scum. You need a wife, Jake. How about several wives? Expansion opportunities are fairly limited for me. I would have actually quite liked Fezan, but it was outside of coring range, so not a lot I could do there. I want to keep Tunis sweet, so I'm actually going to improve relations with them. Truce with Aragon is up. Now Aragon's still a tantalizing target, but as long as they have that Austrian alliance, and Austria isn't busy. But Austria is enemy of France. They probably won't be able to just waltz right through. On top of that, Aragon hates France, but it just takes one errant slip of military access or Austria to summon the power of boat, and my day is numbered. Then again, Tunis like the look of their land. Would probably join in for such a war. Grenada is indeed an Ikta Kaiser. Hang on. Berber is an accepted culture here. Cool. Not that we have any, but still cool. Units aren't being paid. They're coring Uja. Figwig. Did that even need coring? Maybe it started as their core. Or they're just a lot faster at it than me, culturally and all that. Once I have these cores, I can core Oracinis. And come on, Aragon, you're going to lose Valencia at this rate, and you're going to lose Navarra itself to the Navarrans. Ayutaya's gotten greedy and are now in coalition hell. Arakan's joined against them, they have no hope. Limbajuan beating up Bengal. Humanist or religious for Granada campaign? Tough one. Perhaps neither, because Granada starts out with tolerance of heathens +3. I hate tolerating though, so when we ship people off we change religion as well, so I don't think it's too much of a concern either way. Alright, the people of Tunis super love me. Let's keep the diplomat free as a wild card for consideration, of course. Truce and favors and destabilization, of course, but otherwise they're okay with it. Oh, both my friends would join in fighting against Aragon, which is awesome. And the Aragonese fleet isn't so hot. I think maybe Castile tore them down a bit. Hard to see. Well, I'm seeing A heavy. Oh, that would be ballsy, wouldn't it? But Austria would get involved, and Naples are still there and still loyal. Aggravating. I'd love to go and kick some Aragonese arse. Getting that one in a heartbeat. Let's get a bit of protection on our side. I could also, now I'm on such good terms with them, bring in a scholar. I won't, but I could. Right, we're in a fairly safe area with that in mind, but I don't, oddly enough, think that the Otto-Turks want to get involved in this fight. Yeah, no way, no how. What if it was against Naples, though? Yeah, not even. Just because of the other war, though. If there was not that other war going on, I could best CB Naples and bring the Ottomans in against Aragon. How about my other friends? Morocco doesn't want that land. Tunis also doesn't want that land. Options are available then, and options are good. Castile's still getting bogged down in that war. And we're pretty far with mysticism, so let's keep it that way. Morale of armies goes right up. Are there any other benefits to inviting scholars with an listed effect? I am trying to remember. But I cannot. Our Aragon is fighting back somewhat. War score looking pretty good in their favour as it happens. And Austria not that keen on the war for some reason. What's up with you, Austria? Oh, the Austrian ruler is malevolent. Amazing. What's also amazing is that the Turks can't take a single crumbling city from a dead empire. Opinion boost is no longer that relevant for the Ottomans since I've scored the alliance. I should probably score a royal marriage with them as well. Even if our ruler is bound to die soon. He's 50 bloomin' years old. Oh, that's grim. Castile white-pieced Aragon. Aragon's going to subjugate Navarra in this grim, dark future. And if I really wanted to strike at Castile, I could go for the jugular, but Castile plus Portugal, when there's no technological advantage on my side, is suicide. So sorry to say, Navarra, but you've been abandoned by your Trastamaran friends. And you've now been taken over by your Trastamaran overlords. Okay, well that's pretty bad news for me, because now Castile and Aragon and Portugal are all setting their eyes south to continue the Reconquista. Fortunately, I've got friends in relatively high places, and the rebels aren't quite wanting to pump up yet. The Ulema would lose loyalty, what a shame, and tolerance of true faith would go down, but I'd get the opportunity to lose some corruption, which I don't have. Sadly, I don't have... oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. I could just punch you for a bit of dosh. I'm not gaining 2 corruption, no way, no how. I want to lose 2 corruption. So let's crunch and crunch. Thanks for the money. 29 whole ducats is pretty swell at this early stage in the game. Now, I am a very greedy player. I don't take loans, but I make sure I have coffers. Sirhind are entering Peasants' War. That means they have not... Oh, they did not become Delhi by crushing Delhi. Delhi might be down, but they're not completely crushed yet. Tlemcen, local unrest. That's nice and all, but